That sounds great. And so, what are the nuts and bolts, David? Is it a farmer? Is it there every day using Agrimaster, every minute using Agrimaster, every month? And is constant discussion also with this Agrimaster output with your accountant? What are the some of the practical day to day things
Yeah,
that your clients you do?
yeah, the nuts and bolts. Think of it as two things. There's an accounting system, or cash flow we call it, and a cash flow forecasting budgeting system, plus all the reports that pile out of those. Now, both those parts of the system are really informed by production. So Agrimaster's finances are supposed to essentially be the financial, both actuals and a forecast of your production system. It should mirror your production system, and that's the whole point here. Because a lot of us, including me, when I was in my 20s, you'd make all these amazing production plans of how you're going to take over the world of agriculture, but the numbers didn't add up. So the numbers always have to add up. So on a week-to-week basis, our clients would just be sitting there doing their books like they do with any system. So putting in all their receipts and payments, capital receipts, capital payments, and keeping accurate set of books. Now, that's on a day-to-day basis, that's really important. One of the biggest problems is people tend to do their books by, downloading something or doing it at the end of the quarter or the end of the month. And if you're using that sort of approach to books, you tend to be behind the eight ball too much. The whole point is knowing where you're at today. And so what we've done is, so most of our clients we encourage to be in there at least every fortnight. Most fortnightly mainly is because of payroll, often the case, but it's a good habit to get into. The other one is the budgeting. So you're going to get into Agrimaster and hopefully you'll build a really good cash flow model. Now, it's not just a budget like most people can see. So most of the time people picture a budget. They've got rows and columns of, all your codes down one side and your months across it. Agrimaster is more of a model. So it has all your production variables and worksheets, so you can work out the gross margin analysis for each of your particular enterprise, and they all come together to create a 1 to 5 year cash flow model or forecast. That also estimates your movement in equity on your farm through that model. Now, what happens is that model helps you with those big strategic decisions at the beginning of the year. So when you're building the plan for the next year. And so we call that now, where, how. Where am I at? So that's all the intelligence out of your accounting system. Now, one segue to that, while you're there, in our accounting or cash book system, we record the 6 levels. All right, so when Agrimaster does its, when you keep records in Agrimaster, it's quite different from a shelf-based product that you'd normally see in an accounting practice or in a Harvey Norman or whatever, like a small business product. And those products are really built around doing tax for small business. So they're going to have all the good stuff, like they're going to have your chart of accounts or your code, and then your amount that's going to calculate GST. Because Agrimaster is a business intelligence piece of software for your farm, we record your farm, your enterprise, so wheat enterprise, grain enterprise, etc., or your, which cattle, sheep, etc., and you're going to your allocations, which is which chemical, which group of animals, etc., quantities, descriptions. Now, why that's important is when you get to do your forecast, you need to look back on and analyse your business. And we have powerful reporting. We've got stack report generator that allow you to analyse your business so you can make more accurate predictions. All those predictions go into building a model, and that model is built out of production worksheets, which all link together to create these 1 to 5 year cash flow forecasts. Now, these forecasts, once you've built that model, really it's like a big effort, probably the first time you ever do it. And after that, it's really about dropping in about once a month, running a budget actual comparison report and checking for anomalies. Now, a lot of people don't want the big page of numbers. What we recommend for clients is they just run through those numbers once a month, look for big outliers, and work out, are you going to plan, or are there some outliers you need to pay attention to and adjust?
That's great. And I was about to ask around, does this feel overwhelming at the start? But it sounds like there is a bit of effort, and that's what everyone needs to do. But it's get your house in order at the start, and things become simpler. Do you have courses or how-to guides, David, to get people's head around all the things that they need to know?
Yeah, really, we definitely do. Like, I think we have a really comprehensive training and help centre which contains There is a video or a help note that teaches you how to do every single thing in Agrimaster, and not just the technical, this is where the buttons are, but why you're doing it. I've recorded a budgeting ebook, which is free for anyone on our website, and a whole lot of stuff. So what we're really interested in, there's a lot of people get focused on the how. Like one of the issues with accounting or money is people try to get rid of it as quick as they can. You know, it's one of those tasks they just have to get rid of, and they forget the incredible value in those numbers. And a lot of the content that we put out beyond like how to use the program is really about, this is how you can use those numbers. This is how you use budgeting to control risk and increase profit, etc. And all that's available on our help centre and directly on our website.
Oh, brilliant.